Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups today for, for today, January the 11th. So we did get a retest. It was quite a messy day yesterday. We'll get to that on the lower time frames yesterday. Quite a few traps that were set and a few people that were caught out. But ultimately, as I said to you yesterday, this was the retest we were looking for. We got a relatively decent retest on the hour. It was off, it was sort of pre-market, but then we had a bit of chaos during the market, but eventually got going. So for me at the moment, the setup that we have here is this is our structure. We've broken out of the structure. We have tested the breakout, and we are now looking to target somewhere in this zone that we rejected not too long ago. So there's no real structure there. This is the closest bit here, but then you've got a measured move here, and then there's another measured move because this was almost a Fibonacci pullback. Let's get this one here. So that was a move up, pullback to Fibonacci level, just short of the 50% Fibonacci, which gives us another bit of a move to the upside like that. And again, not much to write home about when you look at the structure to the left. So not entirely convinced. We do have CPI data coming out tomorrow, and then earnings season kicks off on Friday. So there could be two catalysts that could drive us in any direction right now. Could also be a bit of a range or a flag forming here. I'm going to make this really messy. There it is there. So your guess is as good as mine at the moment. If we start dropping down through the time frames, we start looking at an intraday perspective. Let's start with the 3 hour, and you can see we've got the crossover. We had the pullback, a retest of structure yesterday, as well as a retest of the 3 hour EM, sorry, the 155 3 hour EMA. So that is there. We had a separation of our oscillators as well, and now we are pointing to the upside. So could be a case of, this is now finished, and now we're putting for another move down, and we're building a triangle structure to the downside. Ultimately, this is just waiting for a catalyst. I think that's what we're seeing. It's a volatile wait, but that is exactly what we are seeing. We do have gaps to the downside that are going to act as a magnet. We've got intraday gaps, which we'll get to now, and we've got some, well, the gaps aren't in this structure, a little bit below the structure, but we've got some weekly gaps lower down as well. So we start looking at the hour. You can see what I mean here. So you had this tweezer bottom here, so two pin bars of sort with an inside bar structure. So you're looking for a break above it, which would have been there. You're looking for a stop there. It's a 130 point stop loss, and we got going quite nicely until the open, and then we had this massive weird structure that's set up, which probably trapped quite a few people that were trying to jump in on this move, because there's another way of looking at it where they look for the confirmation bar, which this would have been a confirmation bar. Then everybody jumps in up here and then puts their stop. Wouldn't have been below the stop. Confirmation bar would have been too big, but they would have had their stop down here, which would have triggered it as well. But we eventually got moving, and then there's another bit of structure right here, which is what we bought off for 3 hours. Yeah, you can see every time we dipped below it, we started buying. Was a pretty big level. So it was the 3900 that we were trying to break through, and eventually we closed above it. So looking at the oscillators at the moment, you can see we grouped to the upside. So I wouldn't be too keen to jump in on this. And one thing that I do want to have a look at here. Oh, I'd love to know why my charts are doing this. Just give me a sec, guys. Something's not so kosher on my charts at the moment, but we will get it sorted shortly. Okay, get back to the hour. Right, so that was the original move down, was here, and we'll have to take it to there and have a look at where we are at the moment. We're hovering here at the 61.8. So, if we do get some kind of rejection here, you'll probably see a move back to test some structure lower down, which is what I would prefer to happen. But as I say, CPI coming out tomorrow, so it could be all over the place while we wait for something to transpire. So what we're looking for is a pullback onto 39.11. You might as well put 3900 into that, and 38.95. Those are the two levels that you're looking to. I want to delete that level, that's out. Your stop area is going to be below the low of yesterday at the moment. That's kind of the structure we've got on the hour. If you look at this on a 15-minute perspective, you can see how messy it was yesterday. It was really messy. This big up and big down here was a messy bit of structure, but it eventually got going. So we're looking for this trend to continue, basically. So we're looking for pullback on structure. We're looking for an opportunity to buy, and it's going to be between 39.11 and 38.95, 3900. So that's kind of what you're looking for. If you look at the 15-minute here, you can see there's a decent bit of structure right here on 39.06 as well. So that's kind of the view that I have at the moment. What we're looking for is probably a continuation up. I think we will be capped with 39.55 or 39.50 being a round number. So that's the cap until the data is out. I don't think we're going to move too much off CPI. We'll probably have a squirt in a direction or other. There's going to be a lot of focus on what's happening with earnings. And obviously we kick off with the banks. They should be pretty interesting because obviously they'll be making more money from the interest, the higher interest rates. But they could also have a lot of foreclosures. So in other words, a lot of people that can't afford their houses or cars or something, which they've had to write off bad debt. That's a good indication of whether we're heading into a recession or not, and what kind of struggles people are having at the moment. So that's one of the indicators they're going to be looking at in the banks, and then obviously when the retailers come out, they're going to be looking to see if people are spending money. So if the CPI is a good number, then you're going to be waiting for confirmation in the results, a lot of the retailer results, to see if that is true. If it's confusion, we can be this up and down is going to continue. If it's all collates together and life is wonderful, then you should see us pretty much rally and break through the probably aiming for that 4,000 area, to get through that 4,000 area again. That's a big number last year. If the converse is true, then you're probably going to see us falling even more. And then what you'll be looking at from an 8-hour perspective is that this is a flag for this move down. So you're going to see this single move down will be capped in this area here, and then you're looking at a pretty big move, or continuation should I say, to the downside from where we were. I wouldn't bargain on it just yet, and you can see there's a lot of action down here at 35.83. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. So if we do break through the zone that we're in at the moment, and you can see that zone is pretty clear, it sits between 38.95 and 39.55. So look at the left, see that's the zone of what was resistance, or what was support, which is looking like resistance at the moment. If we get above that, then you're going to start targeting these highs for a continuation up. And that all depends on what catalyst comes out this week. So anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. For now, it is still long. You are looking to go with the trend that is formed at the moment. And it's pretty wide due to the volatility we had yesterday. So, you probably, I wouldn't do 5 minutes to be honest. Pull back, you're looking to buy. If you start breaking through these zones, then I'm waiting further down to see what happens here, because ultimately this is the level 38.95. Need to break below that, and then come and target some of these tails here. So there's not much structure, decent structure for the shorts. There's more structure for long. So you're waiting in this area, waiting around 3,900 for an opportunity to buy. Depends what price tells us. Anyway, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.